Hello, everyone, and welcome back to DSP versus the Internet, episode 72. We are still in the Ultra Member submissions. Let's keep going and see what else people have in store for us this week.
Howdy.
My head hurts.
Well, if I did what you did.
If Undertale was realistic, funny animation, I don't know if I'm going to watch this whole thing. I played Undertale and I liked it. I'm not one of these people who massively got infatuated with it and memed about it and wore merch about it and talked about it and did fan fiction about it and did videos about it and replayed it 17 times. I played through it once. I was like, yeah, okay, it's a cool homage to classic games. And I just don't honestly, I don't understand the obsession with it. I like the music. I like the gameplay that you can play it two different ways. I do enjoy that, but I don't get why the internet latched onto it the way that they did and still are so crazy for it. Or after Undertale, what was the next one after that? I don't even know because I didn't even really play it. All right, we'll watch a little bit of this.
Bottom through a hole in the mountain, I'm sure my head would be killing me too.
Nah, that's not what it is, man. Got a massive headache, proper hungover. I guess I got really drunk and fell down this goddamn hole. And you're a talking flower. Am I still drunk or what?
No, of course not. I'm your new friend.
Okay. Just to get past any confusion here, I'm a genderless child, not a giraffe.
Okay.
No genitals.
Thanks for sharing that.
Okay, so how do I get out of here?
No, wait, friend. I'm your buddy now. Just walk into my little white seed thing.
That doesn't sound right.
Do it, friend. It'll teleport you right out of here.
Ow!
Just kidding. It's a killer kill. It's a kill B world out there.
Yeah, you kind of messed up your little speech right now.
Kill or kill B. Why can't I say that? Kill or
be killed world.
Kill or kill B world. Yeah. Prepare to die.
To be fair, I would rather die right now, considering how bad this headache is.
Stay back, evil creature! Hadouken! What are you doing here, small child?
I'm a genderless small child, thank you very much. I'm also vegan. Just throwing that out there. That's all you should know. You should know that.
Well, I guess you're stuck down here forever now.
Really? You ain't got like a spare jetpack lying around? I could just fly up there? I mean, you are quite hefty looking. I'm sure you could lob me up there, right?
Dieting is hard.
Oh, no.
I'd just rather play the game. First of all, it's that dry British humor style, which sometimes hits and sometimes doesn't for everyone else in the world. Every single joke has been like self-weird deprecation or dry humor, and it's like, But it's funny, 9.2 million views in 7 years ago, but I'm not surprised. It's Undertale. Like, Undertale literally got such viral following on the internet when it came out that they probably flocked to watch this movie just because it's Undertale with 3D render models, even though the humor isn't really representative of the game, right? I'll watch a little more, but I don't think it's for me.
No, don't get me wrong. I like a bit of curve, I think. I mean, I am genderless, and I can't even fuck you because I got no genitals, so I don't even know.
What? Wow, what a great video. A child saying I'm genderless and I can't fuck because I don't have genitals. You're a child. You shouldn't fuck anyway. Wow, right off, seriously, off that joke, I just kind of want to go to the next video. Right? What a great joke. Like, what the fuck? Then again, 7 years ago, probably people thought it was funny. Ha ha ha, right? But today, people are like, now I'm very upset with you that you make that joke, right? This is how things change over time, right? Here's what I'll do. I'll fast forward a little bit.
You gotta be joking. Wait, where's Steven?
Oh, Stephen, he left. Story time! There once was a snail in the land of snails who loved other snails.
I'm guessing all the characters are snails, right?
Snails!
Take that as a yes.
Do you see the thing the snail?
Okay, I've had enough. I'm gonna be honest, it's not very good. It's weird, dry British humor. It's not funny to me at all. It's actually way more obnoxious. And the fact that it has sex jokes with a child in it, I think I'm on to the next video. Okay.
Here's a quick tutorial on how to be miserable for the rest of your life.
Well, that's definitely what I need right now. I need to know how to be miserable because I am so dang happy with my life as it is. I've got to do something to fuck it up. So let's see what we can do.
Step 1. Wake up whenever you want to. Don't wake up at a reasonable hour, an hour that makes you feel good about yourself. Make sure you wake up when everyone has had a head start to the day. You really want to make sure you feel like you've missed any chance to start your day off on the right foot. And when you get out of bed, don't make your bed. And don't shower. Just wear whatever you wore yesterday
shower.
and head downstairs. It's important that you start the day off with little to no self-respect, feeling as grimy as possible. Step 2. Make sure your house is always a complete disaster.
That should be step 2. Just open YouTube and just fucking watch shitty YouTube videos all day. Step 3. Oops, the day's over. Go back to sleep.
Your house is filled with many rooms, each with a specific purpose. You want to make sure that it's extremely difficult to accomplish those purposes. The pigsty will also help subconsciously reinforce the idea that you're a disorganized person whose life is not in order. This is an extremely important belief to have when trying to remain miserable. Step 3. Procrastinate. When the thought dawns on you to do something productive, like clean your disgusting kitchen, just
Don't do
ignore
it.
that feeling. After all, you just woke up, and you have so much time later in the day to get that done. You want to get in the habit of delegating all your life's problems to the future version of yourself, who will probably have a lot more motivation and energy than you do right now. Step 4. Look busy. After you sit down to do some work, open up a Word document to help yourself feel like you're being productive. Give your document a nice title, and then immediately open up Reddit, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter just to check if you missed anything. You see, it doesn't really matter what you do. As long as you're sitting on your desk and that Word document is open, it'll help trick your conscience into thinking you're doing work, but you won't be getting any further in life. Step 5. Wait for opportunities. Never be proactive with finding new opportunities to grow your career or meet new people. Wait for all of that to come knocking on your door.
Yes, magically it will land in your lap.
It's gonna happen. You'll meet the girl of your dreams one day and things will kind of just work out. You'll probably also land your dream job if you just wait long enough. Anyways, the important thing is to not take action. Don't try to fix.
That is actually one that I will absolutely say, you know, probably affects a lot of people. For me in life, some of the biggest changes that I made are a result of me taking drastic action instead of just sitting around waiting. The reason that I live in Washington State today, the reason that I have a lovely wife who I absolutely love having life with, is because of things, you know, taking action, not sitting around, right? And the thing is, if it weren't for some risky choices that I made, and yes, I had to get through some tough times to get to the better times that I have now, but if it weren't for taking those actions and taking those risks, I might literally still be sitting in Connecticut in that tiny condo by myself, fucking miserable, probably no longer making meaningful content anymore because I refuse to change. I refuse to try to be a different person or improve or anything. I just sat there saying, things will just come to me. I'll just keep doing the same thing every day and magically my situation will improve. That doesn't happen, like at all. You have to actively in life seek positive things or they will not just come to you magically. Unless you're one of the very lucky few. There are some people who they're born into affluence because their family is rich and they literally never have to do anything. They just get everything they want. Some people win the lotto. You know what I'm saying? But most of us will never have that. You understand? For most of us, you have to be proactive. You have to take chances. You have to look for good things. You can't just sit around like a fucking lump because those big things will probably never come to you. There you go.
Figure out the most effective way to get what you want. Just wait until things work out. Step 6.
Magic.
Default no. When a friend asks you to go out for a drink, just say no. After all, you're super busy these days and have a lot of work to do. When your boss gives you the opportunity to lead a meeting at work, try to find an excuse to slink out of it. The key here is to give everyone the impression that they should just let you do your own thing. Be so good at saying no that people just stop asking you to do anything. Step 7. Be suspicious of people. Never give people the benefit of the doubt. Believe that everyone basically just wants to take advantage of you. And because of this, you should be guarded and put up walls to protect yourself emotionally. Assume the smiles people give you are fake and that their motives are malevolent. Step 8. Never fix the things you dislike about yourself. Continue to engage in activities that make you feel subhuman and weak. Never prove to yourself that you can overcome obstacles or better yourself. Never attempt to transcend your vices or change your lifestyle for the better. Subscribe to the idea that people can't change, so you shouldn't try. Step 9. Focus on things you can't control. As often as possible, get pissed off at the traffic, the government, the pandemic. You really want to reinforce the idea that the world is messed up and there's nothing you can do about it. Focus on the shortcomings of others, the failings of your country, and the state of the economy.
I mean, I hate to say it, but isn't he just like right now describing the average internet user and troll? Like, that's what you do. Instead of focusing on things you can change in your life for the positive, focus on that everything in your life is negative, you can't fix it, and then just go shit on other people constantly. Because that's the only way you can get pleasure. Like, literally, he is describing the life of a professional internet troll. That all you do is sit around miserable and crap on others because you don't do anything productive to improve your own life situation. You just convince yourself there's nothing you can actually do. Everything is outside of your focus or power, right? Yeah.
Maintain a constant external locus of control over all the events in your life. This will really help you feel powerless. And if you're trying to be miserable, that's perfect. Step 10. Use fear as motivation. Make the fear of negative consequence your primary motivator for everything you do.
That is, in my opinion, one of the worst things in life, and it's what modern employers don't understand. Do you think an employee would be more motivated to do well at their job if you say, if you do well, you will get a positive reward you want, than if they say, if you don't do well, you're going to have all these negative consequences leading up to you being fired? Which do you think would have a better outcome? If you actually do market research, you will find out that the positive reinforcement is much better, but it's harder to do. So most employers today actually give you the negative instead, because that's the easy way, the bully way, instead of actually being smart and insightful of what would motivate employees. But yeah, see, deadline.
Set up deadlines that frighten you and punish yourself for failing to meet them. Use white-knuckle tactics to force yourself into productivity, and remind yourself constantly that your entire life could fall apart if you don't keep your head above water. Step 11. Only do what is comfortable.
Oh,
Let your
boy.
comfort zone be the authority on what you do and don't do. If it's not comfortable, don't do it. Avoid discomfort at all costs.
Well, I guess I should never play Master Rank Street Fighter ever again. Just ditch Bice and forget it, man. Actually, we're just never playing Street Fighter ever again. All chill streams from now on, right? No, in life you do have to do things that are challenging and difficult, but balance them with things that are also relaxing to off-put it. Don't do too much of either one. It's all about balance.
Participate only in activities that are familiar and effortless. Don't concern yourself with gaining fresh perspectives or novel experiences.
This is a pretty good...
Stay in your lane.
This is a good video because it is 100% sarcastic, but it's actually very, very true.
Operate in your wheelhouse. Step 12. Believe you're special. Behave like you're entitled to things on the basis that you're just different than everyone.
Oh my God. Wow. 100% has nailed this current generation that exists on this planet. This latest generation, whatever you want to call them, what are they called now? Zoomers or whatever? Literally have all grown up, taught you are special, you are different, you are nature's snowflake, and everything should be yours, instant gratification, no effort, everything should be handed to you, and basically because you're special, that's why you should get everything. It's shocking when you confront these people with real adversity or challenges, they crumble in front of you. They can't even do basic things because they've never had to. They were just told you're special, you don't have to do shit. It's like, what? Yeah, he's pretty nuts, man.
Everyone else. Assume that the people that have what you want in life just don't deserve it as much as you do.
There you go.
Always regard yourself as talented, unique, one of a kind. This will really help you develop an outsider complex, which will make it difficult to open up to other people or see things from their perspective. But since you don't want to do any of that uncomfortable stuff anyways, that's perfect.
Exactly. That's why that whole mentality doesn't work. You only think about yourself. It's literally 100% self-interest, self-centeredness, not caring about anyone around you, but only you. And that's why it will never work. You can't have an entire planet of people who only care about themselves. They'll all just kill each other off. You need to have people working together in tandem for happiness and survival. But that's what that generation doesn't even fucking understand, because they weren't taught that growing up. They were taught it's all about you. So that's how they behave.
Step 13. See life not as it is, but how you wish it to be. Daydream of a day where things are better. Fantasize about a life where all your problems are gone. You want to make sure you mentally escape as much as possible to distract you from the obstacles in front of you. Pour your mental energy not into fixing your problems or improving yourself, but into building up this fantasy to be as detailed as possible. Reflect daily about what you would buy if you won the lottery or became a celebrity. Constantly.
And this is when people say shit to me about, well, if you just had unlimited money right now, where would you go on vacation? What's the first thing you would do? What if you blew up in popularity on YouTube? How often would you stream? I'm like, I'm not gonna talk about any of that. I don't even think about that. Why? Because I live in reality. Sorry, I'm never going to have that situation. I'm never going to be filthy rich. I'm never going to have the flexibility to just do whatever I want. That's not reality of life. So why would I waste my time living up in the clouds, right? I live firmly with my feet on the ground. But he's right. A lot of people live in these weird places where everything is this fantasy world that will happen. Or the other thing he said is also true. People immerse themselves in fantasy worlds. They become hyper obsessed on pop culture, right? How many people were so upset that the Fallout TV show didn't seem to be fully canon with the games, and they freaked out, internet videos and raging rants and shit? It's like, dude, it's a fucking TV show. We here on planet Earth don't fucking care that there's some lore differences between the TV show and a video game. Why do you care so much? Don't you have a life? And the answer is, they live and daydream all day. 100%. They just live in this fantasy world. So to them, that you crush the reality, and now they're so upset at you, right?
Compare your life to this fiction and become resentful at the juxtaposition. So, if suffering is what you're after and you crave the daily strife, then you're in luck. Because if you follow this advice, you'll be miserable for the rest of your life.
Nice.
This video was sponsored by...
That was actually a very well-made video. Very good. I like that one a lot.
The birthday of a new world is at hand. That was what Thomas Paine, the fiery pamphleteer, wrote in 1776.
So this is about the American Revolution. For those who don't know, we just celebrated the 4th of July here over the last week, which is Independence Day. I think this video is supposed to tell us about the American Revolution. So cool. Very timely for this video. Very nice submission.
As 13 of Great Britain's North American colonies rose in revolt against British rule and declared themselves a newly independent nation, the American Revolution was something the world had never seen, politically, economically, and diplomatically. Let's look at all three. First, the politics. Revolutions themselves were not new, of course. Britain put itself through not one, but two revolutions in the 17th century. Other countries in Europe endured similar upheavals. These rebellions shared one of two goals: replace the current monarch with another one, or extort new protections and privileges from the existing regime. In stark contrast, the Americans did not propose merely overthrowing a monarchy. They proposed ending the very idea of monarchy as a worthwhile form of government. In America, the citizen, not the government or the king, would hold the keys to power. With this overturning of the old way of doing things, the rebels made the political systems of Europe look as antiquated and irrational as fully as Newton's laws had made medieval physics look antiquated and irrational. As it was with politics, so it was with economics. Tearing up the old order meant more than just refusing to take political orders from kings, dukes, and princes. It meant taking no economic orders from them either. In a society of free and equal citizens, Americans would follow their own economic initiative. They would be as free economically as they were politically.
So it actually goes right hand in hand with what we were just talking about. The philosophy of looking out only for yourself versus looking out for everyone basically being taken care of. They didn't just want the king who they felt was corrupt to be thrown out and get a new king in there that is exactly who they want and will do what they want. They wanted a whole new political system where everyone can be part of the political system. Everyone can be part of the economy. Everyone participates. So everyone gets over. Everyone gets a positive thing out of this. So it's a unique concept. Not exactly what we have here in the United States right now, but it is a unique concept when they decided to do their revolution.
This small government model meant the state was to interfere as little as possible in the citizen's life. Americans founded the only country ever to be based on the principle of restraining the government. And that unleashed such dynamic economic growth, it took America from a fledgling state to a world power in just 50 years. A child born in 1776 could live to see canal systems link waterways from New York to New Orleans, see the electrical telegraph leap across unheard of distances in communications, and the steamboat and railroad move passengers and freight at fractions of the cost imposed by horse and wagon. The sheer novelty of the Revolution's first two legs, the political and the economic, was so great that many Americans, such as Yale President Timothy Dwight, expressed a desire not merely to remake the North American continent, but the rest of the world as well. America, Dwight wrote in a popular poem of the time, was destined to hush the tumult of war and give peace to the world.
I don't know about
The
that.
founders rejected this view. The United States was to be a republic, not an empire, a beacon, not a kingdom.
Right. See? It's for the people, by the people, not, oh, we the people take over the world. See?
Far from any desire to share America's redemptive culture, the founders' tendency was to regard the rest of the world as a potential threat, eager to strangle the American experiment, either by the reimposition of empire or by association with more unstable attempts at revolution, as in France. The American position regarding foreign interventions was articulated by then Secretary of State John Quincy Adams in 1821. Wherever the standard of freedom and independence has been unfurled, there will America's heart, her benedictions, and her prayers be. But she goes not abroad in search of monsters to destroy.
Oh, no, yeah. Isn't that funny that he says that? But what do we do now? We constantly get involved with foreign affairs, foreign conflicts, constant involvement, and we say, oh, it's because we have to stop this kind of government we don't like. So, you know, we're going to stick our toe in here. We're going to throw money over here. So actually, our actions today, our government, are completely anti-founders. The founders had a completely different philosophy of how they wanted things to go about in America.
Of course, the United States has not always lived by this attitude. America has allowed itself to be pulled into foreign adventures of which the founders would have disapproved.
Yep.
Nor has the United States always lived up to its best ideals. It has, at various times, seen unfettered commerce turn into monopoly and corruption. And we've had to deal with the terrible shame of slavery and its long aftermath.
Yep.
Human beings are imperfect, and therefore any form of government they create will be too. But the wonder of America, from its founding to this day, is not that it has stumbled. The wonder is that Americans have stumbled as infrequently as they have, and managed to make and keep America the strongest and freest country in the world.
See, that's propaganda. I'm sure there'd be like another ton of countries who would completely counter that and say, no, we are, right? That right there is pure propaganda. But I grew up American, and I've heard that statement a zillion times. And every time I hear it now that I'm older, I'm like, are we really the strongest and freest right now? Right? I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know about that. All right. I think that's a good place to stop. And we'll continue on in the next part. Thank you, guys. It looks like the next part will be the final Ultra Member submission, so we will have time to get to the submissions tier and get some randomized videos as well. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in part 4.